Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, karibu sana, and if you are a returning subscriber, I highly appreciate your presence. My name is Jewel Obed. I'm a final year counseling psychology student. Thank you so much for being here. This is our fourth episode of the Makeup and Mind Talk, where I do my makeup where we talk about different topics regarding mental health. So today we're going to be talking about self-sabotaging. We're going to define it, we're going to talk about the signs, we're going to talk about the root causes, and we're also going to talk about what to do in case you're struggling with self-sabotaging yourself. Self-sabotaging is basically behaviors that you have that hinder your progress, your success, and your well-being as an individual. Most of these behaviors are usually very unconscious, and they also make you undermine your ability to fulfill your tasks and your ability to succeed. They make you to undermine your own efforts. Let's talk about the signs, the common signs that you are struggling with self-sabotaging or you are sabotaging yourself. Number one is procrastination. In the following video, I'll be talking more about procrastination, and basically it's pushing tasks forward because of unconscious reasons, because you have fear of failure, because you're struggling with perfectionism. Another sign is negative self-talk. And negative self-talk, what it does is that it reinforces fear, it reinforces self-doubt, it makes you to just feel like you can't do it or you can't succeed in life. And how you speak to yourself reflects how your caregiver spoke to you as a child. Maybe yes, you grew up in an environment where people did not believe in you or things like that, but now you're an adult and you have the capacity and the freedom to make different choices and to choose how you want to show up for yourself. Okay, another sign is the fear of failure or success. You fear failure and you also fear success, so you avoid opportunities because you don't know the outcome of how it's going to be. So you avoid opportunities because you don't want to have to go through the experience of either succeeding or failing. So that is another sign that you might be sabotaging yourself. So another sign that you're struggling is perfectionism. You want to everything that you do to be perfect, and that hinders you from doing so many things, from going for so many opportunities, because you feel like you're not there yet. And one thing that catalyzes this is comparison. You're constantly looking at other people who are on another level or who have done something better that you want to do, but they've done it more than you have, and you feel like because you're not there yet that you shouldn't go for it. So perfectionism is another sign to tell you that actually you might be sabotaging yourself, and you might be convincing yourself not to go for these opportunities, not knowing that you're hindering your success. You don't have to wait for anybody to approve you for you to do what you feel you're meant to do. There's a reason why God put that desire in your heart, and you don't have to be to wait for people's approval, or you don't have to wait for you to feel like you're perfect, because most of the time you actually won't get to that point where you now feel like you are 100% perfect. Sign that you struggle with self-sabotage is that you have difficulty maintaining relationships. Why? Because you often engage in patterns that push people away. And remember, I've said that these patterns are unconscious. They're not something that you're doing because you consciously want to do them, but they're patterns that you've learned along the way as you are growing up. And a good book recommendation if you're struggling with self-sabotaging yourself is The Mountain Is You. Here is a picture. It talks about how our unconscious patterns keep us in these toxic and healthy dynamics where we are constantly not able to go for what we want because of these negative self-beliefs that we have that are unconscious. Okay, the sign that you're struggling with self-sabotage is the lack of following through. Yes, you can start a project, but following through and completing that project becomes very difficult. Most of the projects that you're involved in, you don't take them from start to finish, but you get to the middle and you stop. And my final sign is that you avoid responsibility. You blame external factors instead of taking responsibility of your own actions all the time. It's so, or you never actually sit yourself down and be like, actually, maybe I'm the problem, maybe I need to change this and that. Okay, so let's blend our concealer as we talk about what are the reasons why people sabotage themselves. Number one is low self-esteem or low self-worth. You don't believe that you deserve good things in this world, and so you find yourself sabotaging yourself and not taking the opportunities that are meant to propel you forward. The second reason is fear-based thinking. So if you're thinking about doing something, especially if you're a creative, you start to think of the criticism, you start to think of all the things that could go wrong. So that keeps you from doing what you want to do. Another reason could be unresolved traumas and childhood experiences that were traumatic or that revolved around fear, shame, guilt. Maybe you are shamed for going for what you wanted. You've grown up having these limiting beliefs around what you can achieve. Another reason why you find yourself sabotaging yourself is the comfort that you feel in the familiarity of the patterns that you've built up. You're just so comfortable in the habits that you've built up that you can't see yourself not doing these behaviors. And then another reason why you could be struggling with self-sabotage is cognitive distortions. Cognitive distortions are basically negative thought patterns that you have around life, around different things concerning yourself. Maybe you have this thought pattern that you're not enough. Maybe you have this thought pattern that you will never succeed. Such thought patterns are what will keep you and hold you back from actually taking up space and becoming the best version of yourself. So let's talk about how to overcome it. Number one is self-awareness. Understand that you're experiencing these behaviors and take note of them, and also take note of the signs and what triggers it. What triggers it is basically what causes you to have this sabotaging behaviors, because understanding the root cause or understanding where it comes from will help you know which strategies to put in place to be able to overcome it. Number two is something called cognitive restructuring, and you can do some bit of research about CBT. It's basically cognitive behavioral therapy. This is where a therapist will help you to change the negative thought patterns that you have and replace them with positive thought patterns. So that is basically what cognitive restructuring is. If you have these negative thought patterns that are limiting you, write them down and then write positive ones that you're going to replace these negative ones with, so that when you feel like you want to go for something but you're having these negative thought patterns that are pulling you back, you go back to where you wrote them and you reinforce the positive thought patterns. That is how you're going to change the negative thought patterns to more positive ones. Okay, another way is goal setting. Setting realistic goals that are manageable to achieve is going to help you to build better habits more quicker, because you understand that this is what I'm supposed to do right now or today. And having these goals gives you a guideline that you can follow, so that you don't have to be overwhelmed about all the tasks that you have that maybe are so many that you don't know where to start. Set smart goals, and here I've written down the breakdown of the meaning of SMART. Number 4, you want to practice self-compassion, especially in moments when you feel like you're failing or you feel like you're not doing enough and you're guilt tripping yourself over it. Instead of that, try and have more healthy mindset towards it, and try and be like, you know what, there's a tomorrow that I can do better, but this is not a definition of who I am. This is just an experiences, an experience that I'm going through, and tomorrow I'll do better. That is a mindset that will help you to be more compassionate with yourself. Okay, seek professional support if you can. Talk to a therapist, a coach, somebody who has knowledge on mental health, somebody that can be able to help you to overcome the thought patterns that you're experiencing and to overcome this situation that you're going through, which is self-sabotaging yourself. Somebody who can help you to process the traumatic experiences that maybe you went through as a child, and who can help you to be able to come up with better habits and build a better pattern for yourself. And lastly, another way that you can be able to overcome self-sabotaging is behavioral change. Remember, at first we talked about you identifying the triggers and being aware of the signs that you're experiencing self-sabotaging, and through understanding these behaviors you can be able to now outline behaviors that would be healthy and be able to implement them. So basically replacing the negative behaviors with some more positive behaviors that would be helpful to you. And that has been it for our video on self-sabotage. If you have any question, you can leave them in the comment section. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your presence, and I'll see you guys in our next episode of the Makeup and Mind Talk. Bye.